On today's episode of the Cryptoverse, the US state of Wyoming defines cryptocurrency utility tokens as a new asset class. Coinbase paves the way for new altcoin support with an upgrade to support ERC20 tokens. The Statis Group have published their analysis of the quality of ICOs historically. The rebrand for the Dash cryptocurrency is well underway. And we'll finish up with the market roundup and a look at the Bitcoin and the Ethereum charts. Before we go there though, make sure you check out the Infinite Man Summit because I've just been added to the speaker roster. So the Infinite Man Summit is in July 2018 in Portugal, so it's in Europe. The Infinite Man Summit is an event that inspires men to live extraordinary lives. So if you're someone who believes in truth and authenticity and living outside the box, check out the Infinite Man Summit, come and meet me in person, and let me drop some pearls of wisdom on you. Hi there guys, welcome to the latest episode of the Cryptoverse, your regular dose of news and commentary on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies and blockchains. I'm your host, Chris Coney. Let's get into the first story. So the US state of Wyoming defines cryptocurrency utility tokens as a new asset class, according to this article from Forbes.com. This is what I've been saying repeatedly whenever I cover a story about regulators getting confused about whether a cryptocurrency is a commodity, an asset, a currency, a security, or a token. Well, the answer is it's none of them. It's software, so it depends on how you use it. One minute it acts like a currency, the next minute it might act like a commodity, and the next minute it might act like a utility, and on it goes. It's like a slippery eel, is the way I describe it. So, you try and regulate it one way, and it changes form, and it wriggles right out of your hands. Now, the other part of this comedy show is that because regulators can't decide how to classify crypto, they don't know which agency is even responsible for it. And here's an extract from the Forbes article. In red here it says, the SEC has made it clear that cryptocurrencies and tokens offered through initial coin offerings are securities, and therefore illegal unless they're registered through the SEC. However, just last week, a district court backed by the US Commodities Future and Trading Commission is defining cryptocurrencies as commodities. It goes on here in the orange, while all of these are notable, they're talking about the various laws, one law in particular makes Wyoming stand out as being the first state in the world to define cryptocurrencies as an entirely new asset class. Now, the bill in question is House Bill 70, aka the Utility Token Bill, which was passed on the 7th of March. The article says here, Governor Matt Mead just signed the bill into law this past weekend. So this legally defines which type of crypto tokens are utility tokens. They are basically tokens that are not offered as an investment and must be a vehicle for exchange of service. I have a question though. Why is Wyoming doing this? What is their incentive? Please share your opinions on this in the comments. Next story, Coinbase paves the way for new altcoin support with an upgrade to ERC20 standard. So to my mind, this means two things. Number one, once they actually technically implement this and it's available in your account, well, then we'll be able to participate in ICOs by sending Ether directly from Coinbase, right? The Ether wallet inside your Coinbase account. So this is something that ICOs specifically tell you not to do at the moment, right? And it's because the wallet you're sending from at Coinbase doesn't allow you to access the tokens that you're buying. Now though, you should be able to do this, making it that much easier to get your fiat into Ether at Coinbase and then buy ICO tokens with it. So that's number one. Number two is that Coinbase may well expand its exchange to allow trading of ERC20 tokens. Having said that, they're unlikely to launch, a whole range of them, since they've already made it clear how deeply they scrutinize a coin before they launch support for it. So this may make it easier to get your money into ICOs, but they're unlikely to be able to use Coinbase as a one-stop shop to get the money out again. That is assuming you want to convert it back to fiat. Next story. The Statis Group published their analysis of ICO quality. Now I've noticed this pie chart has been doing the rounds, so I felt I had to talk about it for fear of the information being misrepresented. The problem is that the image is being passed around without reference to the source material, which is this Medium post from the Statis Group. So this analysis was done on ICOs with a market cap of at least $50 million. And according to their analysis, 81% of ICOs they studied were scams, which they actually provide a definition for. If I scroll up to the red section here, it says scam pre-trading, defined as any project that expressed availability of an ICO investment through a website, publishing, an attention thread on Bitcoin Talk, social media posting with a contribution address, etc., did not have or had no intention of fulfilling the project development duties with the funds, and or was deemed by the community, message boards, websites, or other online information to be a scam. So then all of the ICO coins that managed to get listed on an exchange, of those coins, they were assessed whether the project had a test version or a beta version, a transparent roadmap, and code added to their GitHub within the last 3 months. So out of all the ICOs they studied, 3.8% were deemed successful, meaning they had all 3 of those criteria. 1.6% were deemed promising, meaning they had 2 out of 3 of those criteria. And 2.8% were defined as dwindling, meaning they had 1 or none of those 3 criteria, but were still listed on an exchange. Now my view on this is that the scams could easily have been prevented by a DICO, a DAICO, which is where the funds are locked in a smart contract and then only released gradually as the development team complete various milestones. And the investors can even cancel the project and get their money back if they don't see sufficient progress. And as for the other success statistics, they seem reasonably on par with average startup failure rates. It just seems that everything is accelerated in the crypto space. So let me know what you think to this in the comments below. I want to gather some good ones for Sunday when I do the comments edition of the Cryptoverse. Next story. The Dash rebrand is underway. Now we all know how a rebrand can often cause a coin's price to take a moonshot, but I haven't seen a lot of talk about the Dash rebrand that has been underway for a little while now. Now Dash hired Ogilvy and Mather, a legendary agency in the marketing world. And given that I ran my own internet marketing agency for 7 years, I am well aware of Ogilvy and Mather. Anyway, you really need to take a look at the video version of today's show to appreciate this, because there are some actual visual representations of these new logo concepts. But here's the new Dash branding that Ogilvy came up with. I've looked at this repeatedly over the last few days, and I honestly think they're way better off with their existing brand than this one. Now they have another alternative concept from Tharp and Clark, which is this one, and this is more of an evolution of the existing brand, which I think is cool, but the actual dash on the D needs pulling closer. Otherwise, at a glance, it kind of looks like ash. Now votes are being cast right now on the blockchain by Dash masternodes, so if you're one of them, make sure you cast your vote before the next super block, which is in 3 days' time. Also let me know what you think, dear viewers, by posting a comment below. Now let's finish up with a market roundup. We're actually a touch up overall today, back at 304 billion total market cap. 277 billion was the bottom, which was on the 18th of March. That was actually lower than the 6th of February when Bitcoin hit $6,000. So if Bitcoin was around $7,500 on the 18th of March, and the overall market cap still went lower to 277 billion compared to when Bitcoin was at 6,000, well, that's how badly altcoins have been bleeding lately. Now, in terms of the market caps on CoinMarketCap, there are a couple of outliers in the top 50 today, EOS being one of them. It's up 11.4% to $6.30, and it's on schedule to release the Dawn 3.0 version of the software on the 6th of April, so keep an eye on the price after that announcement. And if we scroll down to 28th place, we find Ontology, which is up to $2.33, having mooned 45.4% in the last 24 hours, putting Mr. CryptoBud in a good place, since he released a video recently saying he'd gone pretty much all in and allocated 70% of his portfolio to Ontology. So now let's take a look at the charts. So this is the daily chart of Bitcoin against the US dollar. Bitcoin still straddling $8,000. So if we look at the 4-hour chart, we can see that we're not really any better off than we were 2 weeks ago but also we're not any worse off either. I also want to look at the Ethereum chart, and I want to switch over to daily, because Ethereum is right back to where it was at the beginning of December, around $460. And when you look at Ethereum zoomed out to this degree, you see all the interaction at $450, which was back from November, December, which when it finally broke, it took Ethereum up to $1,500. Now that should be a lesson to all of us. If we see it run like that, for goodness sake, sell something, right? Even if it's just 10% of your holdings. Ethereum has actually set a new low today. We hit a bottom of $452.32 on the 18th of March. However, today we've set a new low of 446. So this is why the Bitcoin dominance is at a relatively high 44.7%. It's because altcoins, including Ethereum, are hurting right now. So bottom line, I know it's a long winter, people, but I believe your faith will be rewarded and those weak hands will be punished. So stay strong, because there's every chance it could turn around any minute. So thanks very much for joining me today, guys. If you like this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new around here, get subscribed. And if some of the things didn't make any sense to you today, then may I suggest going to my website, which is cryptoversity.com, and clicking on courses, where you can take any one of my foundational step-by-step online courses that will teach you vocabulary, some technical stuff, and just give you an all-round foundation in cryptocurrency so that when you listen to the news and commentary, it'll make a lot more sense. Alright guys, that is all for today. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of the Cryptoverse. So until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.